Yo, apologies for the delay there. Just setting things up. So, this is episode 2 of the website from scratch streaming series. Quick recap of where we went last time round. We were working on this sort of sketch wireframe. We're just going to quickly have a look at the... sorry, it's really hard to scroll and pan on Procreate without it going all over the place. And then the aim of the game is to... Hold on a second. So, and then the aim of the game is to go back towards this world where much more creative homepage, as in personal site for me, less like this. This is essentially a customized version of Hillier, which is a starter kit that I used to maintain for 11. So what I'm going to do today is do a little bit more sketching around, do some like idea stuff. And then I think what I might do is fire up and Figma and do some real mid-fidelity wireframing. So like this I'd say is very low fidelity wireframing. I'm just doing really rough sketches in Procreate to get some ideas out of my head. Tune into the first stream. There's a video on Twitch or on YouTube. Instead of me like explaining it all over again, especially for those who've already watched, they don't want to just watch me repeat myself every time. But essentially, keeping things as snappy as possible. We've got this whole concept of it's a burger menu. Let's not beat around the bush. But the burger menu is less of a sort of lazy implementation of. Oh, Sol's just seen this. That was me. Glad my iPad works when you put it in. What is it? D&D mode. Nice one. Works a treat, doesn't it? Anyway, that was me asking my partner to stop my children from screaming at the bottom of the stairs. Right, so let's pick up where we left off. So I've had some thoughts about the portfolio section since our last stream, and I'm not digging this. I think a mistake you can make with portfolios, and I made this mistake a lot, is trying to do too much with it, and by doing too much, doing nothing at all with it. So what I'm going to do now instead is use the portfolio is going to be a one page, and it's going to tell you exactly what I do, what I've done, and how I did it, instead of like having a case study for each project, which will inevitably result in me writing some rubbish copy, half-assed screenshots, afternoon QDO. I know my own limitations, especially for a personal project. Like, there's only so much I can be asked doing. And what I'd rather do is deliver something solid rather than deliver something half-assed. And it'll keep these streams much more concise as well, because I'll have to deliver the project at the end rather than me just saying abstract this, abstract that, abstracted that. Now watch me disappear for 3 weeks while I write a load of content. Try and keep things as fluid as possible. The other thing is it's really hard to talk about your portfolio when a lot of your client work is massively under NDAs as well. So it's a tricky one, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with, is that they can't really talk much about the work that they do because they literally can't. The other thing is as well is this latest post block is rubbish. The blogs on this site is not going to get much traction, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Just put a cross through it. Now this is the beauty of sketching. It's just like, you can just delete things, just get rid of them, you know. This is crap, whatever. Don't be emotionally attached to these things. This is fine. This little panel is fine. Oh, thank you very much, Anna friend, is how I say it, for subscribing. I really appreciate that. So yeah, and then this thing's fine. Didn't even bother finish writing that. There we go. So let's focus on these blocks. Now, if I just take that, the latest post out and the portfolio block out, then we're struggling. So, because what I don't want to do is like zoom right out, is I lose some visual hierarchy that I get for free with this. Because I get to break it now, the portfolio, this is less the case of the portfolio. Let's just put some more aggressive scribbles on there. The portfolio is obviously going to be quite noisy anyway, so that's fine. By nature of it, pardon me. But the latest post sort of gives you an opportunity to have sort of like low visual impact area, you know. Even on the sort of the older version of the site, the post list was just like, it's just nice and chill, you know. So it does provide me a bit of opportunity for that. So I guess I could probably say, well, maybe put a nice question mark on that sort of thing, and then just play with it in Figma, see how it looks, you know. See if we need it, we get it. If not, then whatevs. There'll be a link to the posts anyway in this section, you know. So let's see what happens on that. So in terms of the portfolio, what I'll do is I'm going to just go back and create a new one. I'm just going to focus just on that. Now, instead of like trying to recreate like the header and footer and stuff, it's just a waste of time in this. I think actually, if anyone wants to get into like this sort of process of like sketching a wireframe out, one piece of advice I'd give is to just try and delete all of the sort of traditional aspects of web design. And one of those is like creating these sort of comps that are perfect in every single way. Like, it makes much more sense to just get the ideas out in context to what I'm doing. So like this portfolio page, it's obviously going to have a header on it, it's obviously going to have a footer on it, it's going to have all those same bits, but the content's going to be completely different anyway. So what I'm thinking for the portfolio thing is a similar focused outlook that we did on the homepage, where I tell you exactly what I do and then sort of some evidence, as it were, to do it. So what I could do here is do the first one, nice big juicy headline, and say, I'm a designer. Like that. Look at that. You wouldn't know it though, would you, looking at the style of that handwriting? One thing I cannot do is draw or write with hands, but it doesn't stop me doing this process though. So then what I was thinking is doing some sort of like slightly offset compound grid style layout. So you could have like a piece like that, and then some reasonably large copy that supports it, and then overlap it, copy that supports it, and then you just go, I'm a writer, because I do quite a bit of writing. Actually, let's go, this more important is, I'm an educator, teach people some stuff and things. And again, so you sort of just go, right, okay, well, we'll add, you know, let's get rid of that actually. Piccalilli is pretty important at this point. Size the main business. So you could just like the Piccalilli logos there, you know, there you go, a little chili pepper. So Piccalilli stuff, and then maybe you have like some other stuff that you do. And I'm just getting ideas out of my head here. So you could have like horse there. You could have like cube CSS here. You could have, I don't know, something else here. Who knows? Not gonna get hung up on it. I can't think of something right now, so I'm just gonna move on as quick as I can. I want to get these ideas out of my head quick time. So got educate there. So say I'm a writer is next, and the reason why I wanted to add this one is because I want to link to stuff like CSS tricks, Smashing Mag. Who else were published before? 24 Hours, etc., etc. Show straight away that I've written some stuff, places and things like that. I should get a list apart. I'll call out one day. Maybe I should hit those folks up. And then we've got, sorry, that's just how my freaking brain works. Hi, Walden, you're right. Just constantly thinking of crap all the time. And again, this is why this process really suits someone like me who's got this sort of got a really organised person, but like a scatter brain that's constantly thinking of shit all the time. It's just good to get these ideas right into some sort of paper, digital paper, in a sense. Oh, I'll tell you what, I could go in here actually. Oops, sorry, I'm just scratching my mic. Workshops. I'm doing that smashing one in December. Okay, so got I'm a writer, I got I'm a thing, and then finally like I'm a speaker. And then just pick some selected talks. So what I was thinking is you do that bollocks image if you with a mic strapped to your face, you know, when you stood there like that at lectern, and it makes you look important and you know what you're talking about. We all know I don't have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. Okay, so then maybe just have like selected talks. So, you know, they're supposed to be play icons. Happy days. Focus on what we're doing. Zoom out, see what we're looking at. Oops, accidentally drew. So I'm a designer, blah blah blah, fancy design stuff. I'm an educator, blah blah. I'm a writer. I'm a speaker, and then finally I make stuff. I make quite a lot of side projects. So then what I was thinking of doing for this is like a nice sort of brick band layout like this. So nice bit of tessellation of sorts on the go, like that. And then I'm just going to try and say that with a Yorkshire accent. Robber Bobber 87. Is that right? Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Hey Ringo. Robber Bobber 87. I was also born in 1987, if that's what that's related to. So yeah, 87 crew represent. Alright, so I make stuff, and then finally I've worked with cool people, and then this is just going to be the classic cred piece, right? Don't ever let anyone put you off doing this. If you've worked with some brands, fucking put the logo on your website, because it's an immediate credibility piece, right? So like, for instance, I work with Harley Davidson, okay? Now, they were pretty rubbish clients, let's be honest. But the thing about them is it's a globally recognized brand. And I can tell you now that has landed me client work in the past, right? Same with B-Sky B. Not the best, immediately recognisable, especially in the UK. NHS, amazing people, do amazing things. Also, if you've worked for the NHS, if you ignore all the sort of stuff that's going on with coronavirus and the Serco and stuff, who are just utter, I'm not going to carry on, but yeah. Generally, to work with the NHS, you've got to go through a tendering process unless you want to Boris Johnson's mates, and then it's not easy stuff, but it's amazingly satisfying work. So you've got all these people that you work with. Now that's really interesting because there is something that I do want to do, and that's I'm just going to draw it out here. Is like that panel that says I'm for hire. I'm not going to bother trying to draw it again. I thought I managed to make it right to the end of this canvas, but it's what's the word? Hey Mayback, thanks for breaking my brain freeze there, because my brain just stopped working. If you're going to go through like this process of making this sort of like one-off bespoke page that's outlines exactly what you do, who you've done it for, what you blah blah blah, it makes sense to have a call to action bang at the end, doesn't it? So someone gets all the way down to then and think, oh yeah, pretty cool. And that's why I've put this sort of the logo cred piece at the bottom as well, because that sort of complements that call to. It's good to get that idea out. Now, one thing I don't need to sketch, if I just go back to the homepage, I definitely don't need to sketch the blog section, because it's pretty straightforward what it's going to be. It's going to be articles. I've sketched that out again, and that's going to feature at the bottom as well. I'd say like this section here, cancel, want a hidden layer. This section here, I'd say that's the sort of going to be your brand is not working. I don't know what you're on about. I'd say this section here is going to be consistent throughout the site, so that's probably going to be at the bottom of every single page. I do that particularly. I do that quite a lot of client stuff. It's useful to have consistency like that. So I guess like what the thing to do now is to sort of think about moving on to some stuff. Oh, house prints. I've been doing some stuff like that recently. We just moved house, so I've been doing some actual print design stuff, which has been pretty cool. Brain never works, mate, to be honest. I'm just got a loud mouth. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll send myself these as PDFs. In fact, I'll send them as JPEGs or PNGs or whatever to myself and this Mac Mini. Pop. Vic. That's why my partner's name is on my phone is Alvic, because I'm from Yorkshire. Right, anyway, so I can get rid of AirServe now. I don't think I'm actually going to use that. Okay. What we'll do is we'll go into Figma. I'm just going to pop my iPod here out of the way. Bring my keyboard back into action. Right. So I've just set a canvas up for like home. What I'll do is I'll create a new frame. And just going to draw it, and I'll say, oh, width 666. Look at that, that's cool, isn't it? Head will be happy with that. Right, set that to be, let's just say 1100 pixels. Just a number of plucked out thin out, and I'll add a layout grid to it. Columns, 12 column grid. Keep the gutter at 20. What standing desk do you have? Sorry for off topic. It's one of those what they're called, autonomous ones. It's pretty good. Okay. This doesn't matter. It's just a grid. you know, I might think of a different grid for the actual like look and feel design, but at the moment I'm just like blasting some stuff on the page. Does not matter. And then what I'll do just off canvas is just grab these two, plop them in here. Cool, and they're my sketches from the iPad. So I've got a bit of a reference to work from as well. So then what we do here is actually try and get a bit more high fidelity at this point. It's not wobbling around when standing and having things on it. No, I think it's all right. The monitor wobbles a bit there like that when I do that, but I don't really shake my desk, to be honest. Camera's mounted on just on top of the screen. Right, anyway, let's not turn this into the standing desk show. Let's just pop that here like that for now. And what I'll do is I'll literally just, even though I know we're getting rid of some of this stuff, just make this nice and long like that. What I tend to do with my go away force touch, what I'll do is I'll name this wrapper and then lock it up, so it's just there as a sort of guide. Okay, so we're now going to have like a side head, right? And I'm thinking it's probably going to be sort of transparent there, and then maybe when you get to like this sort of area it's going to be solid. So let's just draw it out as a solid shape for now. And I am literally going to stick it to grey, and I'm not going to bother putting the logo on there. I'm just going to draw another rectangle inside it. Maybe just like bang it in there like that. Not even following the grid really, 100%. There you go. The point I'm making here is don't get obsessed with detail at this point. This is not the point for detail. This is, we're just plopping stuff in there, you know. Just make it dark grey or whatever, sweet. So now that's our logo, and then come out to the right here, we'll just plop in some rectangles. Let's just fill them darker grey. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Group them. Burger. Angle 2. I imagine that's logo up. Just name your layers. Side head. Now, I tweeted about this recently. This is something that's really useful, right? So all I'm just doing is like a wireframe essentially. But what I might do, and depending on how detailed we get into the wireframing of this, the prototyping, is instead of like when it gets to like the look and feel design and like the visual design, moving into the moving into a brand new Figma document or sketch, whatever you want to use. I'll create these as components instead. So I'll rename that to be BG. And then essentially what you can do with the components then is color them in, essentially, and it'll cascade across the entire site. If you really go to town with it and use like auto layout stuff, then you can do a lot of the work. Oh, that burger's massive, but okay. Okay, so what did we say we were going to do? We said we were going to do hello, I'm Andy. C projects. Okay, so let's draw some text. Don't really matter what font we're doing at the moment. Roboto, yeah, that'll do. Hello, I'm Andy. Let's just blast that up to like 60. Yeah, auto line height, whatevs. It's all good. Let's just blast that into black because we know we're going to have something heavy on there, I think. And then we also know that I want to do some sort of image stuff here as well. So let's draw another rectangle. And then maybe let's just make that a stroke instead. That darker grey. There we go. Make it quite a narrow one, and do you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that in there, and then I'm going to push that in like so. So it's nice and then profile shot, profile shit. So while I do this, I'll tell you a funny story. If you're a starter designer that needs to hear someone else has totally messed up in their career. So when I was about 16, I worked in a soup shop, and because I knew computers and did a bit of design stuff, my boss at the time was like, "Oh, can you do some signage for the windows, some like promotion graphics?" And that was all good. I started doing it, and the promotion was 20% off all shirts, right? Straight up, nice easy promotion, right? So I did the promotion graphic, put it in the window, thought I'd done a good job, and then what I ended up doing was writing 20% off all shits instead, and didn't even realize I'd done that until about 3 months later, I think it was. Someone came in the shop and they said, "Oh, are you aware that it says 20% off all shits in your window at the moment?" And there you go. Got away with it. But these things happen. Always proofread your stuff. I've also had like brochures, like hundreds of thousands of prints of a brochure pulped because I've spelt something wrong, or lazily used Google Translate once instead of getting the proper translators on it, and offended some people and got them pulped. So yeah, it's just, these things happen. Okay, so you see that I'm just doing just playing with the layout, you know. Let's just bang a button in there. What did we say we wanted the label to be on that button? C projects. Okay, sweet. Blop some text in there. C projects, and then we'll just help it with a bit of auto layout. So let's just convert that into a button. Sorry, component, and then auto layout, horizontal, lovely stuff. And let's just set the horizontal padding to be 50, like that. Lovely stuff. Yeah, let's make you bold as well. Black, like that way. Just pop the size up. Tweak my little auto layout. Don't want that much vertical padding. Happy days. Keeping it super simple. And you can see all we're essentially doing is creating a slightly higher fidelity version of that at this point. Now, what's the reason for this? You might be thinking, well, first thing is, like I said before, I'm sort of creating these components, and I'm creating these elements that I might color in essentially when I come to do look and feel design. It's also just a second pass. It's a second chance to think about if these things are working right. At the moment, this is working all right. I'm pretty happy with this this layout. When I get to the points, it'll help me neaten up this. I know I'm getting rid of that section now, so I'll get rid of that. It's just all process. Okay, then what I'll do is I'll add a background to that as well. Let's just bleed it out completely. Pop you back in there. And then we'll group all these together. We'll just call this the intro. Probably won't bother making it a component, to be honest. Let's use my favorite off-white color. Oops, not a stroke. It's that one. Oops. Do you know what? Stop being lazy and get right into there. Fill it. There we go. Happy days. Right, so looking good. Is it Command and G? Is it? There we go. Yeah, layout grid's hidden. Control G. Like, whoops. There we go. That's looking all right. Happy with that. So then there's the thing about the blog in there. Do I just add it in there for now? Yeah, because what I'm going to end up with, I'll nick that rectangle again. Probably going to use a similar sort of color to that. I might go for like, well, I'm using, I don't know if you were on the first episode or not. The constraint that I'm setting myself for design is I'm going to be doing it completely monochrome, black and white as it currently is, which obviously reduces you to shades of grey, essentially. I could just do black and white. I go hardcore like we did with every layout, but I'm not. It's very, very hard doing that. So with that, it's to create contrast. It's going to be quite difficult. So I need to make it slightly easier for myself. So maybe I will create a little latest posts feed, but it doesn't have to necessarily be very big. What I could do is I'm just going to make that. In fact, let's have a little think. Could we make that a little component itself? So I think we're going to use that quite a lot. If you use Figma, the shortcuts option Command and K if you're on Mac. Don't know what it is on Windows. So I've got a component there. I'll create a new instance of it and get it out of that intro. Put it straight into a new group. Post list. Right. Let's get my grid back on. So that's quite compact in it. So maybe we just push it back out. For this. Don't know about that. Who knows? Anyway. And then we'll just hit latest from the blog. Oops. Now what we can do is just edit this component. Auto width. Lovely job. Okie dokie. Now what I do on them particularly is have cards, which if you watch the redesign sort of thing, I'm just not a fan of anymore. But they do sort of create a nice way of not taking up too much vertical space as well in that setup. So it's good and bad. But what I think I might actually do is just do 3 posts. I don't need to do like a big long post list. So just do text, then we can maybe indent this again. And then we'll say, was it CSS naked 2020. And then set that to 40 for now. Oops. And then slap a date on there as well. When did I even write that one? God, 9th of April. Not really much on my own blog for a while. And then with that medium, go on italic. Lovely. Component, post list item, and then let's duplicate that. Fun thing you can do in Figma, there's quite a lot, is, in fact I'll show you working now. So I've got these 2 items here. Pop them in there. First I'll put them in a group, and then inside that group I'll do an auto layout that's vertical, and you see it automatically works it out that you want the space on there, and then just name the items. And this is going to be really handy for when I actually come to start adding look and feel, because as I start editing that component, everything will auto lay out. Essentially they've just reinvented the web in a design tool, which is pretty handy. And then did I have them auto width? Yeah. So because this is a nice long post list. So again, don't want to do auto width really. What I want to do is instead set them to be, oh yeah, auto height, and then maybe set like the max width to be that. Then you think, oh crap, well everything's broken in there. So then what you do is you create that same auto layout within the component itself. What in God's name is going on here though? Oops, left the line all the content in there. Not gonna work, no. There we go. And everything starts coming together nicely. 30th of March 2020. And then what seems to be my new shtick on the personal site is single word titles. Bollocks thought leadering going on there, I imagine. And there you go. And that provides that nice natural break, you know. Then we can move straight into that call to action for. Now, C projects isn't going to work anymore, or is this C portfolio? I want to get people straight onto this sort of page here. What we're looking at for time, 37 minutes. 23. I'll try and keep each one to be an hour long. So if someone wants to watch it back, it's not too much of a commitment for them. Okay, so I'm a freelance consultant and developer. It's just such rubbish copy, isn't it? Stuff to work on, especially post list intro. So I'll nick that panel from the intro. What? Okay. And then you can even do like the home. You can set an auto layout on the home page as well. Vertical. Oh no, that's really messing things up. Because the wrapper's there. You could do like group. So it's worth getting this working actually, because the don't want any space between items. Nice. Inside the post list, draw a rectangle. Get in there. Consuming too much thought at the moment. I'll play with that there. There we go. Right, back to everywhere. Cool. Can worry about the padding and stuff in a minute. Again, when I come to colouring things in, stuff should then push itself down the page, which is good. Right, so what we're going to move on to next. Oh, I've just missed that message. I just literally pressed refresh chat. What's that? Whoever just posted that comment, can you just post it again? Because I've just I literally pressed refresh chat in my Streamlabs because I couldn't see new stuff. I'll tell you what, I can have a look on here as well. Live. Nah. Yeah, I missed that question, so yeah, if you could post that again, that'd be handy. You would, but it blocks you for 30 seconds. Good grief. Okay, so let's build out this little call to action, and then is there a reason you make the rectangles larger than the frame? Nah, it's just lazy. Being lazy more than anything else. Okay. Rectangle 6, make that group. Primary CTA. Do you know what? We know that's going to be components, bang it in there. And now you start getting these components, you can start grabbing stuff that you've got already. So I've got a heading. Pop that in here. Just eyeballing things as well. I know I'm going to want space in each one of these panels. What am I doing? So I'm a consultant designer or whatever. Now I want that not to be auto-sized. Oops. We're gonna let me have a bit of width in that. I'll just break that out of the detach that for a second. You're not even gonna let me detach it. What is going on here? Detach that instance. There we go. And then, oh, what have I done here? Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Just because I broke these. I'm gonna let me move them. Cool. Oh, whoa, got some weirdness going on here. Okay. Sometimes Figma does some bonkers shit. It really does. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, why does it keep auto selecting that? And it's now trying to snap. Do you know what? Stay over there. I don't care. Hello, Iron Lapin. Okay. So then, this is what I like when just a slight sort of rant of sorts. This is why I really like kicking into HTML CSS as quick as I can as well. Hopefully with this process you'll see how quick that happens as well. It's pretty much as soon as I've settled on how things look, I'll get straight into the CSS, because all the messing around you do in these tools, you might as well spend working in the medium that you're designing for. Instead, like that, like I should just be able to move that, but I've clearly done something where it's trying to be smart and broken everything. Just take that auto layout out. I wonder if it was that was causing the problems. Like, oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so I can move things. Fabulous. Hey. Okay. We said we were going to do that, and then actually, yeah. Consultant designer or whatever, mate. Probably change that. Hi, Skywolf. So then it looks like I've got myself like a little crappy paragraph of content going on here. Let's just get a couple of sentences of lipsim and then set that to like 20. Medium. It's like a little summary of sorts. And then what I'll do is draw a rectangle and then have an availability thing here. Make it white. Give it a border. What we're saying here, availability. I want that heading style. What is going on? Keyboard's just there we go. Let's just do stream of me just getting angry at Figma. That might be fun to watch. Right, availability, fantastic. Maybe make that center, who knows. Yeah. Yeah, go on then. Blah blah blah. So you cheat the system. Get you stacking in the right order. And then I suppose we probably put a button in there, I guess. Pop him in the middle. Hi, Amy. Lovely stuff. Oops. Alright, that's the frame. Whatever. There we go. Okay. So what we're saying, 47 minutes. Yeah, that's. So then it was just a case of social networks and then elsewhere on the web. Now I don't actually think this elsewhere on the web is especially useful anymore, because we've added. That was essentially this. We added that. Don't want to go off too much on that stuff. So let's just ignore that. So classics, social, and then the footer goes here. So the footer is essentially going to be that anyway. So screw it. Let's just keep that all simple. And then call it a day. And we'll carry on tomorrow. So draw a block. Pop it in here. You and no, just you. You live inside there. There we go. So footer, again, I've just let it out because I'm lazy. And then I suppose what you do in this bit here is draw a rectangle. And cheers. And yeah, this is why I've changed the time of the streams. It was like early afternoon in my time, but I think late afternoon is going to work better for people who based in the US, especially, to be able to see it. Quite a lot of folks from the US like getting to Piccadilly stuff and all that. So, right. Makes sense for you all to be able to watch these. Social networks. And then you go out there. Do I put it in there? It's just this fucking. Why do we put this in our photo, right? What do we put this in there for? Copyright 2020 Andy Bell. You know, I made a joke about this on oh, nice one, on New Year's Day this year. Where I was like, don't forget to update your footer day. Good God, I was like, I was like what is it? A sea of hot dogs in my mentions of people telling me how to update my footer with PHP, React, you name it, the whole shebang, and it was just literally the worst. So pro tip, don't do that. Don't make jokes on the internet. Never works out too well. For items, whatever. And then I don't even need to do that really. I should now be able to, yeah, there we go. That's what I was trying to achieve. Tell you what, we've got a little bit of time. Let's try and fix this. Post list. Yeah, we can fix this layout. I'm holding down the command key at the moment. make it quite tall. Set this back to normal layout. There we go, now we're cooking. Not sure it's internet. Your jokes the internet have been pretty good. They're not. Don't encourage me to do them. I only do it for my own amusement. Know that whenever I shitpost on Twitter, that what is going on here? Really, really weird. I'll tell you what, let's just stick these in their own little group. And then make the group full width. Right, what is going on here? What is Figma even doing, like, at this point? It's trying to be useful, I guess. It makes sense just to relay out down here and then move it back up the thingy. Bring back Photoshop, that's what I say. Right. It's not right when it's just easier to redo it. Latest from the blog. Check room. Really nice. Let's just indent that like that. And then just plop that in there. And I'll probably have a Figma apologist in my mentions at some point, so I'm doing it wrong. Right, auto layout. Lovely. Not even going to bother labeling this until it's working. Right. Pop you in there. Absolutely breaks everything. Very cool. There we go. Now we're cooking. And then I can move the post list to be in that position. Get out of that one. Lovely, happy days. Everyone's a winner. We beat Figma for another day. Apart from this is a mess now, so I could actually size this appropriately. Nah, do you know what? Oops. Could not care at this point enough to do it. So then that's pretty good. So today we've finished sort of the sketchy business, slipping it over into Figma now just to do mid fidelity wireframes. Start thinking about the layout and stuff, which I've got going here with a bit of a grid. Tomorrow we'll continue this process, do the burger menu stuff, start doing this portfolio-ish page, maybe just lay out like an article, generic page view, and then I'm aiming to stream every day this week as well, hopefully, depending on how things go. So I'm hoping by the end of the week we'll have something that looks nice, like visually, and then next week we can start doing the real important stuff of actually writing some CSS and going from there. Hope you all have a good day, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you.